Hi folks, today on RL's Garden we're going to be counting down the top 10 perennials of 2022, so stay tuned. Welcome back to RL's Garden. I'm Rob, and I'm in Zone 6B, Western Pennsylvania. Today we're going to begin counting down my top 10 perennials of 2022. And we're going to start with numbers 10 through 6. So how did they make the list? Well, number one, they had to have a pretty long bloom time this summer. Number two, they had to have an impressive bloom. And number three, basically, did I want to take pictures of them a lot? And that's, were they really impressive to me that I wanted to keep photographing them? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at those top 10. We're going to start with 10 through 6. So here we go. Okay, coming in at number 10 on my list is Agastache. We have a large one growing right here. This one is Korean mint Agastache, and it has been blooming for months. It is just coming down to the end now. There are still some pollinators on here trying to get at some of the tiny little blooms on here. And actually, what a great time to record this. We actually have a praying mantis on this one. Just amazing. This plant has been blooming and blooming. So many pollinators on this plant. Hang on, praying mantis, hang on. Now you have to be careful where you plant an Agastache because it'll create a lot of shade, and it depends on the size of the Agastache you buy, of course, but this one grows pretty tall, and it can consume some things around it. So we have it in the back of our raised bed, and it does a nice job there. And it also adds a little bit of a border to both sides of this walkway when you're walking through here. So you'll have Agastache over here on my right, and over here we have our yellow twig dogwoods, and it kind of makes for a nice little path through here. All right, coming in at number 9 on our list is this Wisteria that we have also in our raised bed. This one, my wife and I had a bit of going back and forth on whether or not this was the right place for this, because a Wisteria can really take over. And what we do every year and what we continue to do on it is really control it. We are really mindful of it. So please don't put this any place that you can't control. By the way, this plant was on the list because it was beautiful this year. It's in its 3rd year, and it was blooming profusely this year throughout the summer. Gorgeous backdrop to this raised bed, and I was really impressed with it. I found myself photographing it and being near it quite a bit. Okay, coming in at number 8 on our list is kind of a surprise. It's a mallow. It's called Zebrina, and this is what's left of it right now. It's still trying to come back. It'll grow to about 4 to 5 feet tall. It did grow up to about my shoulder length, and bloomed and bloomed and bloomed. We cut it back. It kept coming back and blooming. That was the impressive part. Last year it didn't do that. This year it just kept coming, and it made the list because it was beautiful. It was full of pollinators all the time. You couldn't walk through here without bees buzzing around you. So fantastic plant. I definitely suggest it for Zone 6. All right, coming in at number 7 is an even bigger surprise, I think, for me when I decided on this one. It is our perennial grasses that we have in our front yard. And this one is called Carly Rose Karl Foerster. It has been sending up plumes for months now. And a lot of people are afraid of these because they can be invasive. But I think the key to this is you just have to be on the ball before it starts seeding everywhere. And in about a month or maybe even sooner, my wife and I are going to come out here and we're going to cut this back and we're going to try to contain, like we did last year, all of the little seeds that we have on the plumes. Probably a good way to do that is to get a bag, cover it up, and then cut. A large bag, that is. So, but they are beautiful and they have been wonderful in our front yard. Okay, I'm sitting where number 6 is on our list, and that is lupins. And the lupins that we have planted grow along the back wall I have right here. You can see that the deer have been nibbling at it because they're really foraging right now, but for anything that's growing. However, during the year, the deer leave the lupins alone for the most part. So they grow here. They bloom for a long, long time. We also have them planted up in front of our wall in the front yard. These look wonderfully striking behind our coreopsis. We have 2 plants here in front that bloom, and then the lupins blooming behind them. This year, the lupins bloomed for a long time. They looked wonderful. And on top of that, I don't see them around too much in our neighborhood. Not too many people have lupins in Zone 6. So if you're interested in planting a kind of a unique plant in your growing zone, a lupin might be the option for you. We get a lot of compliments on lupins, and they were wonderful this year. And there you go. That's number 6. Okay, so that was 6 through 10. I'm going to save 1 through 5 for my next video. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe. I really appreciate you being here with me. And until next time, I'll see you in the garden.